Welcome to Health Authentic. Today our guest is Dr. R. Valavan. He is a homeopathic doctor. He has did his BHMS from Tamil Nadu. He completed his MD in homeopathic pharmacy in 2006. Later he has an MBA from Pondicherry University. Dr. R. Valavan has PhD in plant phytomedicine from MD University in 2010. Dr. R. Valavan is working as head of scientific, medical and regulatory affairs in Schwabe India. He has been in Schwabe India for a very long time, almost 20 years. He has a lot of experience in clinical trials, preclinical trials, in vitro studies, in vivo studies, pharmacovigilance, regulatory affairs, and also many other fields related to homeopathic pharmacy and homeopathic research. He has 358 publications as on today. He is involved in editorial activities of various journals. He is also a well-known international speaker and a presenter. As on today, he has 57 presentations to his name, both nationally and internationally. Let's welcome Dr. R. Valavan today to the Health Authentic program. We will dig deep and we will try to get as much as knowledge from him. So we have Dr. Valavan with us. We will go straight into him. First question, as we discussed yesterday, you are telling that you hail from the border of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, especially from Chittoor area. Do you mind introducing to your grandparents?
So, yeah. My grandparents were Chellapillai and Ramanujam. Chellapillai was my grandfather. Chellapillai means in Tamil, it is a kind of a child which is fond of, a child which is liked by everyone. Okay. That kind of name.
Yeah.
But our roots are related to Andhra Pradesh. The undivided Andhra Pradesh. Undivided, that time it all was a Madras state, and even we don't know which generation migrated, maybe 400 years back or 500 years back. Only one thing it has been said to us, that we were from the border, somewhere around Chittoor area. We have migrated to Tamil Nadu, and the migration, if I talk about the Telugu community migrated to Tamil Nadu today, I think, if I'm not wrong, approximately 8% of the population in Tamil Nadu are Telugu speaking community. And if I particularly speak about, I'm very much for the last 5 to 10 years, I explored more about my grandfather. He passed away way back, I think in 1950s or 60s, much before 10-20 years I was born. Before that, for the last 5 to 10 years, when I digged into his lifestyle history with the people whom he was connected to those days, one of my eldest cousins, he is now in his 80s or something, and another one, he was in his 90s. He was also grandson of him, but okay. There is a huge age difference between me and himself.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated to see that he was practicing 5 different professions. He was basically, we used to have weaving, mogga. In Telugu it is called as. Yeah. He used to do that. There used to be, my father used to say that 4 or 5 the looms, hand looms would be there at home.
Okay.
The one area is devoted to that. That was number one. Then he used to do kind of astrology.
Okay.
Then he used to do mantrik. Mantrik, it is not in bad sense, but okay. The people who are suffering, the sufferers, he would do something and they would get benefit out of it. Okay. He would take out the bad evil.
Yeah.
And he used to do agriculture. He had lands, different pieces of lands. The one, still I'm fortunate to inherit that that place where I said that they lived, that all the handlooms were there, and I'm fortunate to have that piece of land, which I considered as my temple or my family ancestral place. And then apart from all these things, all these the agriculture, all those, he was also having cattle and other things, a part of agriculture only. So he practiced yes. And another thing is not to Vaidyam, the treatment, Indian medicine practice. He used to go to the towns, different towns, and he used to prescribe the medicines by seeing nadi, all those stuff. So if I could see, in our generation also, people are, when I see people who are industrious, hardworking, even my father, myself, even my children also, I could see that they keep on doing one or the other thing. those things might have inherited from him or before that.
Okay.
So I'm very much, I mean, I would say that I'm fortunate to have that kind of trait
Okay.
in me.
Yeah, maybe you have that DNA with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And coming to your father and parents.
Yeah, my parents, both the parents were teachers.
Oh,
My father, Ramachandran,
okay.
and mother, Pushpam. My mother influenced me a lot. I mean, starting with when she was, when I was born. I mean, soon after her maternity leave, when she has to join back the school, there was no other choice. Kind of creche and other things which we have, day boardings which we have today. For some time, my aunt Periyamma, Bedamma, she used to come and take care of that for a few months or a year or so. Then after that, I traveled along with her to the school.
Okay.
And so from the time my memory started building up, that school is part of my, I mean, it is 50% my home is that school. And then when I was 5 years old, then I was enrolled into as a student in that same school, same school. And during, it was 1 kilometer from my home to that place, 1.25 kilometers. Way back to the school, from the school to home or going to school, those were the times she used to instill me the stories, moral stories. We were walking together, and I mean, until some time, I think she was carrying me. Then the time I started walking, then I used to walk on my home for on my own for some time. And she used to instill those stories, the moral stories, good and bad things, and the goodness of doing hard works, and following the right things, which is right and which is wrong. And not only that, I mean, that was a foundation, I would say. And even today, when I speak about my mom, I become emotional also. Even today, if something, if I have a problem, then I just close my eyes and I would ask my mom, it is, if she would be there, what she would advise me. Then that is the solution. I would then move forward. That is one thing. My father didn't, even though he spoke a lot, but those advices did not impact me much than what he lived his life. And I never see him sitting idle at any point of time. He was a teacher. He would go to school, then after coming back, there would be people working in the farm fields. He would go there, he would manage them. Then after that, he would go to the town. Then he would get all those things, stuff for both for lands, agricultural land, as well as for home. And then he would come at 9, 10, whatever the time. And then morning 5, whatever, 5:30, 4 o'clock, he would wake up and he would go to switch on the motor, all those stuff. And in between also, if I wake up somewhere around 12:31, he would not be there. When he comes back, then I would see that he would say that there is, I mean, some irrigation had to be done. I went there, I just did, switched on the motor and changed the direction of the water, and he would come back. So that's why, that's how, I mean, these things made me what I am today.
Yeah. So I think all your family are hardworking and multitaskers. So the same thing has come into you.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
And how was your childhood?
I studied from a government school.
Especially which place?
Basically, I was born and brought up from a place called near Kallakuruchi. Kallakuruchi is a district headquarters today, but back then it was just a town, a small town. And our home, the place where I was born, our home, it was a very simple home. With mud walls and tiles, those old tiles, and it was it was not a kind of even village, not a kind of even a town. It was in between. We had our lands, agricultural lands, and our house was there only
In the middle of
in
the
the middle of the lands.
Okay.
So most of my brought ups were, I mean, if I just wake up and just get out of the house, it was just a 3 room or a 3 room kind of a small house only. So just if you come out of the one room, it is something like outside, right? Yes, outside you would be having that hut kind of thing, other things. But I mean, from the inside of the house, you see all the throughout agricultural land and the plants. I was growing up seeing the plants and their goodness. Like I mean, if you have some injury, then take this. If you have some digestive problem, then you take this. So something like that. When I did my PhD in phytochemistry and phytopharmaceuticals, phytomedicine, that helped me a lot,
Yeah,
because intrinsically I have that quest for knowledge of medicinal plants. So that even I was very much more than, I mean, interested, not only interested, it was fascinated to me to work on that. So it was, I mean, so most of the times I didn't have much friends, because our house was alone, and only the people who used to come for helping in the agricultural land, they used to be, I used to interact with them. And some of the neighbors, I mean, the closest house we had was something around 300-400 meters.
okay.
So it was like that only, I mean, every
Yeah.
house will be in a gap of 200, 300 or 400 meters. And my school friends were also, I mean, I had a very good school friends, I mean, they were the childhood friends. And one friend is still in a very close proximity to
Okay.
me, Idya Chandran. And yes, of course, I mean, mostly the childhood was 50% I spent alone with those circumstances, with plants, medicinal plants or other agricultural plants, and 50% with the other people. It was
Okay.
not like always 70-80% I used to play with the children.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, and family is the most important for everyone. And what about your family? How many? About your spouse? About your kids? Can you just take us through them?
Yeah. I was fortunate to marry my love. I mean, I met my wife when she joined first year
Okay.
and in the college, and I was
Okay.
third year or final year something.
Okay, you are in pathology and she is in anatomy path.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, we were in touch mostly after I joined for PG in the same college, and then we fell in love each other. Then there was some struggle also, but I would not say struggle. Yes, my parents did not. They had some other choice for me, but then finally we could convince, and then we got married in 2006. And so, I mean, we both are homeopaths. That is another advantage we have, because
Okay.
we have in a single clinic. She practices in the morning, I practice in the evening after Schwabe hours. That is one aspect. And also after that, she did MSc in medical anatomy from Manipal University, and she was also working with a medical college, allopathic medical college. But during COVID, there was a break. We also went to hometown for some time. Then now she fully focuses on her practice only, homeopathic practice. And sometimes, yes, there will be cross referrals also. I would refer my gynecological patients to her, because the patients would be more convenient, comfort with the female doctor, and she may patient some male patients to me.
Okay.
Or in case of infertility patients, we both treat
Share.
together. Yeah, we discuss, and she would take the case of female, and I would take the case of male, something like that. It is helpful in many aspects. I have two boys, in fact, three boys, two human boys, and one cat boy, and one dog girl.
Okay.
Her name is Mira, and we all would fight each other. But my boys, human boys, those are the two pets they would love always,
Okay.
and they would fight with us for that, with me.
Okay.
Many times I would know, I would say, no, 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 it is not, but they would no, Papa, we have to do this, do that, something like that. So my elder son is studying in 11th class.
Okay.
He also chose a path like me, science
Okay.
background, but it was not like, I mean, in my case, it was my father who chose. But in his case, I mean, naturally he had that trait. He had interest in biology, so he chose biology. And younger son is he's in 8th class. His interest is apart from study, he is into sports also. He's into roller hockey. Roller hockey now. Just day before yesterday, he played a state level roller hockey match, and then if he would be selected, the results are not out. If he would be selected, then he would go to the national level also. So I mean, we live in Indrapuram, just close to my office, Schwabe office. It is something 8 kilometers, and our clinic is something 400-500 meters away from our residence home. So it's how the family is.
Yeah, nice to know about your family.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So then, important question for everyone's life: why biology, not something else?
Naturally,
you might have studied in your intermediate or +1 and +2, that is the turning point?
Right.
Why biology?
Right. Yeah, that's a very good question. In fact, the highest mark I scored in 10th class was mathematics.
Okay.
I studied in Saint Anne's School, Dindivanam, which is approximately, I think, 100 or 150 kilometers from Chennai, or 200 kilometers from Chennai. And the father Arulappan, he was very insistent that I should take computer science.
Okay.
But my father wanted me to be a doctor,
Okay.
and because of that he didn't let me to go to the computer science course.
Okay.
But another point was they did not have that pure science course.
Okay.
So he changed me from that school to another school where pure science was there. So I owe it to my father only. He was the one who took it, put me into the pure science course, biology. And later on, even though I'm neither an atheist nor yes, I practice our own Hinduism. That is another thing. There were some points which made me to believe on astrological sciences. I mean, our own Indian Vedic and other astrological sciences. Yes. When I met one of my uncles, my father only took me during the graduation. Then he said that he can never go to any other stream apart from the medical science.
Oh.
So whether it is my father or the destiny, it brought me to this field.
So are you interested? Which one you are interested? Are you interested in computer science or biological science?
Both go hand in hand.
Okay.
Yeah, both
You
go
are
hand.
interested
Even
in
though I did not take computer science. I mean, naturally, I have the interest in those aspects. Many times I used to suggest or guide even some people on not computer. I would say that IT technology or social media, all those stuff. In fact, I started developing my own app, but it is in between. AI app. One day, I mean, there were patients waiting in the clinic, and that was a continuously there were chronic cases.
Okay.
I had to spend 30, 35, 40 minutes for each patient, and patients were losing patients. So I thought of that time, just I think it was 1.5 years back. The thought came into my mind. Now we have been chatting with ChatGPT. Why not to convert it? I mean, I have a kind of system which would take me the case and give to me, convert it into case sheet format, and it would give me. I had developed up to some extent. Now the prototype is ready, but I couldn't get time to develop. So I mean, that came into me naturally, and people used to jokingly say that you should be the person to be in the IT department, not in the medical department. And but the other compliment which I always cherish, I don't know that's true or not, or my son has exaggerated. Papa, generally if we go to our friend's place, then people used to tell their grandparents, अच्छा दादाजी आपको ये नहीं पता है, वो नहीं पता है, ऐसे करके बोलते हैं. But my son can never say that, because you are even advanced than us. But I don't take that I mean as it is, but yes, up to some extent I have inherited interest into those areas also.
Even we both were working on a similar prototype.
Okay.
So we were thinking of let patient describe the case.
Okay.
And we have come up with the protocol where it will divide into our case taking automatically.
Okay.
And it is going to repertorize automatically.
Oh,
so,
that's great.
Okay. We are working on it.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
And coming to the important question every homeopathy doctor faces.
Right.
Why did you took BHMS, not MBBS?
Right, yes. That is what I mean. Yes, honestly speaking, I didn't have that much score to go to MBBS that time. Okay. And then my father said that, I mean, he also explored different aspects. Then he finally ended up with homeopathy, BHMS. Okay. And to be honest, if I look back at those periods, honestly, I did not have that much maturity. Okay. I mean, to choose go this or that. Yeah. After joining BHMS, then I developed interest. Then, I mean, my level of maturity grew on career side. Okay. Before that, I was having a kind of maturity. I mean, when I was 15, 16, there were eye openers during my hostel days, and many things came into very clear to me. Especially, I mean, at that age, I was thinking about philosophy and the other thing. One point of time, I was very afraid. Also, I mean, I would become a kind of sadhu.
Oh,
But this career kind of maturity I did never have during that time. It was my father who put me there. Yes. Then after completing BHMS, then choosing MD in homeopathy pharmacy, even Dr. E.S. Rajendran, he encouraged me to do that.
yeah.
Then after that, it was my thing. I planned the career path into that way. I did it, but choosing BHMS was completely my
Yeah.
the whole credit goes to my father only. Yeah.
And important thing, all homeopathy doctor faces.
Right.
So everyone would like to go to Materia Medica or some other practical homeopathic specialty.
Right.
Is there any specific? It looks like you have some specific reason to go into homeopathic pharmacy.
Yes, I consciously took that decision because Materia Medica, Organo, and Reperti, they did not fascinate me. I mean, they did not. I did not have much interest. I thought that yes, there are always there is a scope for further learning, but still, I thought that scope for learning and knowing new things is more in homeopathic pharmacy than this. Partially that was because this morning we were discussing about Dr. E.S. Rajendran.
Yeah.
Partially because of him, because I mean, I still remember that eye opener incidents. Maybe he might have forgotten. He was my dean of the college. I was into third year. Third, it was, yes, it was third year, and the place where my friend, I mean, me and my friends were living just next to next, and the place where my friend was living, just below that there was a car mechanic shed.
Okay.
And I just went there. Most of the times we do group study in their place or my place. That day, fortunately, I went to my friend's place, and then I was looking down from the balcony that my dean was standing there with his car. Then
Okay,
I went
that
there.
dean is Dr.
Dr.
Rajendran.
E.S. Rajendran.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. E.S. Rajendran was the dean. Then I went down. Then he said, "Oh, Valavan, I saw you are staying here. All those stuff." Then it was almost a day, complete day from morning, maybe around 10 till evening 4, 5 or whatever. It took time to get his car serviced completely and do it. I was spending time with him. I was just standing with him only, and we spoke a lot of things. These that was the first time he said that maybe MD pharmacy would be introduced by government of India soon. I mean, these days are the specialities would be introduced by government. Then he said, along with that, I mean, those things, he mentioned MD pharmacy also, homeopathic pharmacy. I said, sir, what is there in homeopathic pharmacy? Whoa, why there is an MD? There should be an MD for in homeopathic pharmacy. Then he told me different aspects. Those times the nano study was not there. Dr. Jayesh Bellari's study was not there, but other things, other aspects which I mean, thermoluminescence and other yeah, all those stuff. He said that no, homeopathic pharmacy has very good scope. There is a very good scope for research in homeopathy. Homeopathy is the only medical science where there is a breakthrough is yet to come. And in most of the cases, I mean, the antibiotic revolution we know, and all other, I mean, in modern science there are multiple other revolutions. I mean, after that breaking point it took a leap, but in homeopathy still we don't know what is there inside the homeopathic dilutions and how it works. And so homeopathic pharmacy has that scope, and it would be very interesting. That was in my third year, exactly, I think more precisely it was in third year, and that instilled me somewhere. It was there in the base of the mind. Then I completed my BHMS. Then where I just started my practice.
Second thought.
Sorry.
No second.
Yes. When it was then in the same college, all those 7 MD courses. I mean, the old previous 3 MD specialties and the new 4 specialties were introduced. Only 3 colleges were. I mean, when these 4 new specialties were launched, only 3 colleges introduced that. One is Vinayaka Missions, where I joined. I studied and passed out. And second was, I think, Baxan, if I'm not wrong. Third one was, I think, Sonaji Rao Shirsagar from Beed. And then it was the same college and close to my place also. Then I joined immediately.
I have seen your JD, and you have practiced only for 1 year, maybe between 2005 and 2006. So what made you to go into all this quality, regulatory, compliance, preclinical trials, in vitro studies, in vivo studies, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, pharmacovigilance, clinical data management? All these are purely clinical research studies or related to the research in medical in the drug. So what made you to switch to this, and you have been with Schwabe for a very long time, since 2006 till now. You are working in the same department, R&D department. So, what made you to stick with that, and what made you to select all these things?
Right. You were saying about practice, right? I practice.
Yeah, you practiced for only 1 year,
Ah,
right?
right. Right.
After that, you are completely into quality, regulatory,
Right.
clinical trials, preclinical,
Right.
in vitro, in vivo studies, all this. So
Right.
you are completely into clinical trials and regulatory management and production
Right.
and compliance, how to show the compliance and getting the approvals from the government. So why are you interested in this?
Right, right. Just to correct you, I mean, my practice is still going on.
Oh,
I started my practice, even I have recently, I took my treasure of suitcases at my hometown.
Okay.
And then I took my first case, my first clinic pamphlet, everything. Practiced at my hometown. Then when I went to PG, then the authorities, they allowed me to practice in the evening also. Then I started a clinic. Even during the internship, I started my clinic. I put up a clinic. I had a opening
great.
ceremony with
Yeah.
my parents and other people. And the PG clinic, even my Dr. Rajendran also visited that for the inauguration. I was fortunate to have that. And then when I came to Delhi, when I joined Schwabe, that was a period. It was a kind of uh, clinical hiatus, I would say that. I mean, from 2006 to 2008, I did not do active practice, but even still, I mean, the people from Schwabe or outside, they used to consult me for, it was a kind of unofficial consultation or something like that. I mean, the people who can converse in English, I used to do consultation. But I again started the actual practice from 2008 onwards from Delhi, and practice helped me there to develop my Hindi language, because when I reached Delhi, my Hindi was zero. And then the practice, the conversation with the patients, and yes, those days we used to do a lot of camps from Schwabe side. That also helped me a lot to pick up the words. I mean, the medical terminologies people used in Hindi. Then that gave me a confidence, and then fortunately there was one Dr. Rahul Tiwari. He's still a very good friend of mine there. He was practicing in that particular, just close to my residence, 200-300 meters from residence. He had a clinic. He used to come only twice 2 days in a week, Tuesday and Friday. He asked me, why don't you sit on other days? So that made me to start from that place. But before that, in 2008, I put a board at my residence itself. I started practicing. Now it is, I mean, it is a full-fledged practice after office hours of Schwabe. Thankful to Schwabe management, they have allowed me to continue my practice, and it helped me to strategize our activities at Schwabe also. Because I come to know, I understand the market trends, the patient trends or the disease trends which is happening in the town or in the area or in the country. And what is the psychology of the patient, what is the mindset of the patient, what they expect, and from Schwabe side, what we can offer, we can provide solace to the people by giving good quality products where we are lacking. So it completely, the practice and my work with Schwabe go hand in hand, and both are complementary to each other. And even though many times I was tempted to focus only on practice, I mean, even many times I think come back to hometown and start practice again. But the interesting work at Schwabe doesn't leave me to come out, because I mean, as you rightly pointed out, we have been, I mean, with the clinical trials, with product development, with regulatory pharmacovigilance, what are the regulatory trends in different parts. Now our scope also has increased to Asia Pacific, Indian subcontinent, Asia Pacific. So how the regulatory trends or regulatory requirements in different parts of the of this world, Asia or Asia Pacific world. So these things are very interesting to learn new things, to practice new things, and how the world in medical aspects is going towards, the trend is going towards, how the other systems are going towards, and how, where homeopathy fits into. So all those stuff is it is a very complex, challenging, at the same time they are interesting also.
So basically, you are interested in all these preclinical, clinical, pharmacovigilance, all this stuff that's made you to stick with Schwabe for a very long time. since
Right.
2006
Yes.
and still continuing.
Yes. Yeah. Schwabe. I mean, it is a company which give us space to work on. They have their own objectives, uh, but we are fitting our objectives, our departmental objectives, like medical, scientific, regulatory objectives, into that, fitting into the corporate objectives. But within this space, I mean, the complete freedom has been given by the management, so that we can do, we can try and test also at times. Sometimes we fail also. I mean, it is absolutely fine, because you cannot always be successful in each and every project or aspect. So that space has been provided. That took me all long 20 years with Schwabe, and continuing the journey with Schwabe. Yeah. And the work culture at Schwabe has been, I mean, very, I would say, very professional, starting from the top management, not only the Indian management, also the German management, the headquarters in Germany, the management. From there, that culture percolates from top till bottom, from at the bottom level of the people who are working at, even in the field, or even in the headquarters. It is percolated to throughout the ladder. That helps. I mean, if you look at any uh, pharmaceutical company or any healthcare company, and if you see the average, I would that Schwabe would stand at top 5 of the companies. And there are many people who, I mean, you would say, if you take the average, I think average would be, I don't have the data, but easily majority of the people who are working are more than 20 years, 15 years. Even there are people, we celebrated 25 years celebration. There were people who completed, who were there since beginning of the company.
Okay.
Yeah, all those stuff. So that culture help us to stick to the company.
Yeah.
And it is I mean, even though it is 150 plus year company, 150 plus old company globally, and here it is 25, but it's still like a young generation company.
Okay.
Because it is with the same kind of vigor and vibe the organization is moving forward. That helps uh, people who want to work, who are hardworking or industrious workaholics. It gives feed to those people to move forward, because the objective given are used to be very challenging at times.
Right,
And initially, at first sight, people used to say that no, that is not possible.
Okay.
It cannot be done.
Yeah.
But management, then as a team, we were management tell us, no, try to find way out. Then the
Okay.
team works, sit together, and they brainstorm. They try to find out the ways and means. Then we prepare the strategy and we move forward. So that kind of environment actually make many people stick to the organization.
Yeah, they are given challenges and also freedom, and also they are take the decisions to be creative.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And coming to different pharmaceutical companies, we have both Indian companies as well as foreign companies, starting from Rickwick. Now we have SBL, we have St. George, which is going to prepare a lot of rare medicines, nosodes and sarcodes. And coming to the latest one, Advin is claiming that they are making mother tinctures of highest quality, untouched by humans, robotics, all these things. So, which company do you think? Each company has its own segment. For example, for Schwabe, we will not take any other medicine for dilution other than Schwabe or Requig. So, what do you think is the specialty of Schwabe? And if you take each company, so let's start with each company. And as an expert, let's hear your advice. What is best for Requig? What is best for Advin? So, just you can throw some light. First, we will start with Requig. How do you think Requig stands in the quality?
Right. I'm associated with Schwabe.
Yeah.
I'm also president of Indian Homeopathic Drug Manufacturers Association.
Okay.
So it would not be appropriate for me
Okay.
to say that this company is best, that company is best.
Okay.
What all I can say is, in the last 40 to 50 years, the benchmark, minimum benchmark of the quality of homeopathic medicines has increased a lot.
Okay.
For example, we all have to, I mean, we all have to owe to one gentleman, Dr. P.N. Verma,
Okay.
who was fortunately, I was fortunate to be working under him with Schwabe. He was the scientific advisor for Schwabe until the last moments of his life, scientific advisor. Then later on, the chairman of the scientific advisory board of Schwabe India. He was the founder director of two important organization in homeopathy in India. One was HPL, Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia Laboratory, and now it has been merged with PCIMH, Pharmacopoeia Commission for Indian Medicine and Homeopathy. And another one was CCRH, Central Council for Research in Homeopathy. He founded both of these institutions, and there were stalwarts like Dr. Jugal Kishore, and Dr. Diwan Harishchand. There were many other stalwarts, Dr. Majumdar. They all, during those periods, after our independence, I think after 50s, 60s, 70s, they felt the need of improving the quality of homeopathic medicines, and they started acting those periods. Then the first homeopathic laboratory, I think that was the only homeopathic laboratory, standalone laboratory for homeopathy in the world, which is by a government. Okay. Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia Laboratory. And they started with the first volume of HPA, Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia of India, in 1972. And then now it's been 53 years, more precisely, from 1972 to 2022, then now 3 more years, 53 years. In the last 53 years, the foundation of homeopathic quality control has been risen, the bar has been risen much higher. And as I said, that Dr. P.N. Verma had a very key role into that. With the introduction of HPI, even though HPI upgradation of HPI is a continuous process, and we are also part of that in one of the other committees, we have been working on that. But it has, I mean, the standards for finished products, standards for mother tincture, starting from the raw material, then mother tincture, then the vehicles, then the other dosage formats like syrups, tablets, all the standards have been notified by them. Before that, there was no proper standard was there, and they have introduced. So now, then in 2006, the introduction of GMP, good manufacturing practices, was another aspect, another thing which has again risen the bar of homeopathy quality control to the another level. And in that also, Dr. Verma played a crucial role. And now government is revising the GMP, good manufacturing practices, for another upgradation, and we all have been giving inputs to that. Our association, Homeopathic Drug Manufacturer Association's chairman, Dr. Prakash Joshi, also is into that committee, and we all together give input. Since he is the member, through him we represent our organization to increase the quality control. Now, having said that, I mean, we have a benchmark which has been risen much higher. Then there are manufacturers, be it Indian manufacturers or foreign manufacturers, or foreign manufacturer into India, manufacturing into India with those standards. Now all the manufacturers with that minimum level, they try increasing their own benchmark so that they can stand in the market in a better way in future. They keep on increasing their own bars also. So I think it is a healthy activities done by all the manufacturers, and it is a healthy competition among the manufacturers which is going on, and it is a very good thing, and it is, I mean, the easiest way to find out the quality is, I mean, anyone can take this project. I mean, I used to tell the young people also, I mean, the PG scholars or PhD scholars, to take some samples and check the quality parameters of all those things. But I mean, ethically it is not correct to name the companies, but it can be, it is correct to mention that, okay, sample 1 or company A, B, C, D, something like that can be done. That would give us overall benchmark of our organization. Recently, when I went to Kolkata, a professor from Calcutta Homeopathic Medical College said that they proposed such study, but their ethical committee rejected it, stating that that is not ethically correct. Then I said that, okay, it is okay, they are absolutely correct. You cannot do that. That is also, being a government organization, that is a government college. If you come up with such study and publish it, then it is a kind of you are endorsing one particular company against the others. It could be biased. Yeah, it could be biased also many times. So better you don't reveal it. Keep it. I mean, it can be blinded until from the end to end. You can just mention that company A, B, C, D, F, whatever. You can do that. Okay. And in the last 2-3 years, or 4 years post COVID, I would say that there is a very good environment, very good I mean industry environment which is we are witnessing. I mean now, before even we didn't know that okay, who is the owner of that company, or who is the head of director of that company. Now if there is any challenge, or not exactly challenge, if any issue related to the industry which is naturally coming up, we all sit together. There are three major organizations, pan India organizations. One is ours, Homeopathic Manufacturers Association, and another one is HPA, another one is FOMI. All these associations sit together, discuss the way forward, and if required, then we also issue a minutes of the meeting or a kind of a statement to the to all the stakeholders, not only the manufacturer or distributor, also to the retailers, everyone. We give statements also. That is a very good environment which is developing over the years, and we are again I mean we are very happy that we are also part of that such change process, and it is actually good for everyone, I mean all the stakeholders, starting from the manufacturers, practitioners, or the supply chain partners like distributors and retailers, and also the end consumers. So now the collective objective is uh, of all the organizations, or the combined organization, combined group, is not just I mean a personally driven agenda. It is a kind of the industry driven agenda, industry keeping the consumer mindset or consumer wellness in mind, and it is a healthy way how it is going forward.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think the myth, most of the homeopathy doctors think that German made medicines are better than Indian made. We can discard that, and we can proudly say that Indian medicines are as quality, have as are good quality as we think German medicines or French medicines. So that's what you meant to say.
Right, here what I would say that yes, it is we should up to some extent we should agree that the technologies in the developed countries, or the processes, systems in the developed countries are way ahead of ours, right? uh, Way ahead of ours, I mean if we take 1 or 2 decades or decades before. But in the last 2 to 3 decades, more importantly in the last 1 to 1.5 decades, in the last, even in the last 5 7 years, we have narrowed that gap much. Now we are much more closer to their benchmark, right? Because when now when a product has been imported in into India, it has to comply the standards of India as
Okay.
per Drugs and Cosmetics Act, be it made in India or XYZ country, and it has to be all the standards which are there in HPA, they have to comply. Only one exception could be there, apart from the minimum benchmark set by HPA. Maybe the product manufactured by other companies have adopted some additional standards, and it can be more precise. For example, here the benchmark is this from here to here, then in their case maybe it can be more narrow, more precise, right? And if I talk about Schwabe India, we have already we have been adopting to the German standard since beginning. I mean it is a kind of syncing between harmonizing between the standards of there and here, and the standards which are there in HPA, that we have to follow. But apart from that, a general the for example GMP was introduced in 2006, but when Schwabe was set up, Schwabe India was set up in 1997. That time they set up the plant complying the WHO standard, WHO regulations. So such kind of things were possible. Now that standard also is increasing with the other manufacturers. That is also going high. So having said that, I would say that we are now closing much more closer to the developed countries, and as our country's economy is growing, I mean we were something 7 8 in terms of GDP, number of GDP, we were 7 8. Then now I think we are at the 4th place. Soon we would be reaching the 3rd place. And in 2028-29, I think we would be the 3rd highest top GDP countries. only behind US and China.
China.
I think India is becoming a homeopathic hub. I mean, me and Dr. P. N. Verma wrote an article way back, I think in 2014, 12 or something. India is a homeopathic hub, something that kind of perspective. Now that statement has even increased much higher in the last one decade. Now, surely without any doubt, India is the hub of homeopathy, and India is becoming the epicenter, already has become, except in some sense, it is the epicenter of homeopathy for worldwide. And in pharmaceutical quality also, India would become at number one soon, and that is supported by the other ecosystems also. For example, if you take Germany or US, I mean, their general benchmark for everything, every industry is this. For example, if you are taking a glass bottle, you are purchasing a glass bottle. If when I purchase from India, that glass bottle's diameter at one place, one angle, it is for something. For example, it's 12.34 mm. At one place it is 12.8 mm. In another place it is 14.2 mm. Right? That is a precision what we are getting in India. But if you take from Germany, the precision is more accurate. If it is 12.38, then it is plus or minus only 0.5 mm.
Okay.
It would be within that limit, but in our case the accuracy is much wider range.
Okay.
So that kind of challenges which we are facing in India would also reduce over a period of time. That is a major challenge why the Indian homeopathic industry also growing fast. Yeah, now we are increasing our benchmark in every aspect, every industry. Now BIS is has been doing a very good thing, that they have come up with homeopathic standard also. Apart from HPI, whatever additional standards to be provided, they are developing the standards. And there it is very interesting to note that, for example, when we develop the standard, tomorrow I am going to attend a BIS meeting only in Bangalore. Now when we have a team, we have a committee for developing a standard of homeopathic bottles. It is not only homeopaths or homeopathic industry, the glass manufacturers are part of that committee. So the standard when we are developing for the supporting products, accessory products for homeopathic manufacturing, the other standards also, their benchmark also is increased.
Right.
So that would help us maybe in another after one decade, our benchmark would rise much higher than what we are today.
Yeah. Now there is previously there was much gap between our standards and international standards.
Right.
Now it is much closer, and we are going to surpass those standards within a decade.
Right. Yeah. But I would not surpass, even if surpass is a very good. I would love to do that. But even if it is not surpassed, at least we would be much closer to that.
I think now we are coming to the international standards, where we have standards for allopathic clinical research. There is one organization known as ICH, International Conference on Harmonization, where all the regulatory authorities throughout the world come to a platform and make some standards. Those are not rules, they are guidelines, ICH GCP guidelines. In the same way, the similar structure, all the private pharmaceutical companies made a organization known as INFA, International Federation of Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association. So similar structure we are seeing in homeopathy as well. And keeping those allopathic standards in mind, next move on to the next important topic. Since 2010, everyone believed that homeopathy medicines are dynamic, they are vital force, they are spiritual, there is no physical component in it. And Dr. J.S. Balare busted the myth, and that is further carried on by Dr. E. Rajendran. Now we are confident that homeopathic dilutions have material basis and they have biological action. The next important thing and most controversial thing about homeopathy is how homeopathy medicines work. Our doctors either say it is vital force, or they will say, if you have pain, can you see pain? Or can you see electricity? In the same way, we cannot see the effect. As of now, homeopathy is purely evidence-based medicine. We have prostate BPH. We have given homeopathic medicine. After that, in radiology, there is no BPH. This is evidence-based medicine. In between, what is missing is pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics. For example, if we take an antacid in allopathy, it has pharmacodynamics. What happens? We have acid in our stomach. We put a base, acid and base neutralizes, and the effect is seen. In the same way, let's take paracetamol. Even paracetamol is going to block some of the inflammatory mediators, or ART treatment. They are going to block a reverse transcription and something is happening. These are all pharmacokinetics. And coming to the allopathic drugs, even water and air we breathe should have pharmacokinetic effects. Somewhere it has to be absorbed, it has to be distributed, it has to be metabolized, and it has to be eliminated. So those parameters are not established in homeopathy yet. We see lot of clinical trials in homeopathy. Those are all only they are backing up the efficacy. They just want to check whether a particular drug is useful in diabetes or diabetic food or something else. But I have never seen a study where pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics are established. Do you have any idea about that, where we are on establishing pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics?
Right. Yeah. Uh, First, let me start with what you have started, ICH GCP studies. Way back, I think 1 or 2 decades, people, medical representatives would come visit us to the doctors, and they say that, see, we have conducted this clinical trial, all those stuff. If you search about that clinical trial in any database, let alone the CTRI database, CTRI just, it's a new introduction. Any other database, you would not get anything. Of late, you can see that that kind of studies are coming up. And if I talk about Schwabe, since beginning we follow all the standards and ethics. I mean, no product has been introduced into market without any scientific efficacy and safety studies. At least preclinical studies have been conducted and launched, because that also is not mandatory in homeopathy.
Right. Yeah, right.
But that has been done. And if at all any clinical study is done, that would be ICH GCP complaint study. And if you search for those study details, you would get it in the database. Clinical trial registry India database, that is there. Now I could see that that trend is increasing. I mean, even many dissertations of the PG students have been registered in the CTRI, and they follow all the procedures with the developing, starting with the protocol, ICF, CRF, all those things they develop, and they get the ethical approval, ethical committee approval, and they register that properly in the CTRI, and they go ahead with that. That trend is coming up. That trend is picking up, I would say. So in that aspect also, I mean, in clinical trial also, we are increasing in our benchmarks. The average quality of the clinical studies have been increasing, and we as a pioneer in homeopathic industry, we lead that change, that trend as Schwabe, because we have the responsibility in the industry as a leader, and with the Schwabe is known for its quality and research, and so we try to set standards or benchmarks for those stuffs, and we have been doing fairly well in those aspects. When it comes to pharmacokinetic or pharmacodynamic studies, as of now, I don't think it is practical or it is possible, because our homeopathic, I'm talking about the high potencies, I mean ultra high dilutions, UHDs. As of now, we do not have any material into that. Yes, we have identified Dr. Jayesh Bellare, then followed by Dr. E.S. Rajendran, and other people have identified some nanoparticles. Still, it needs to be further developed, in the sense that now we have something is there. I mean, during the process of potentization, some nano bubbles are created, then some nanoparticles are developed, generated. They are not actually coming from the original molecule, original drug substance. They are created during the process of preparation, potentization, and we are still yet to identify or differentiate between the nanoparticles between pulsatilla and belladonna or XYZ. That is number one. Then number two, between even if it is only pulsatilla 30 and pulsatilla 200. What is the difference between these two in terms of nanoparticles? So that is there is a long way to go to reach such a level, and during this process maybe our concept of nanoparticle may altogether change also. What we have been thinking, what we have been having some understanding on nanoparticle may be completely different if the new research would come up.
Just let
Yeah.
me interrupt you
Yeah.
1 second. You mean to say that the nanoparticles which our Jayesh Ballare or Dr. E. Rajendran are able to show, you mean to say that they are not coming from the starting material? They are somehow happening in the middle of the process.
Right.
They are not from the starting material.
Maybe the triggering point would be the starting material, but during the process it keeps on changing. Because it is nano bubbles have been created, even Dr. Jayesh Ballare
Froth
also
flotation. He used
sorry,
froth flotation.
froth flotation, right? He also proposed some theories. It is not a conclusive one. Only thing is, what is there in front of our eyes is some particles are identified, but how come it has come, that is not still very clear, because it is not possible also coming from the nano particle, because our dilutions are beyond the nano level. Nano is 1 by 10 to the power of minus 9, and ours is minus 400. I mean, if you take the 200 potency, it is minus 400, 1 by 10 to the power of minus 400. 30 potency itself is 1 by 10 to the power of minus 60. We are much ahead of, our dilutions are much ahead of nano level. Okay. So it is not possible that it is transmitting the nanoparticle. I mean, we are reducing the particle with potentization, with trituration or succussion, and the particle size has been reduced, and that is continuing. It is not possible at all. So it has been developed during the course of process, but yes, there is a connectivity between starting material till that. Okay. And it is not exactly the same nanoparticle, or the particles of the starting material is continuing. That is not at all possible.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that is not at all possible. And second aspect, another breakthrough study what we got during the same time, in fact a little bit before Dr. Jayesh Ballare's study, was Dr. Luke Montagnier's study on electromagnetic emanation from the ultra high dilutions. Okay. I don't know whether you have come across with that study or not. Just to give some introduction about Dr. Luke Montagnier was, I mean, now how we have been after COVID has completely changed us. In the same way, in 80s, 70s, late 70s, 80s, 90s, the whole world was affected with the pandemic of AIDS. You know that. Yeah. And the people who identified it is because of the virus, and that virus is this, and we are naming it as HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, were two people. One among them is Dr. Luke Montagnier. Okay. And he was awarded with Nobel Prize for discovering HIV virus. Okay. When he was working in his laboratory, he found that in the bacterial DNA sequence there are some electromagnetic radiation coming out. Electromagnetic waves or radiation, they are coming out. He started measuring it with some machine, and it was coming out. Then he thought of, okay, let me see how much it is coming out if I would dilute it. Then he diluted it, then again it was coming, then he diluted it, something similar to how we do it in homeopathy, 10 times. He first diluted 10 times, then the electromagnetic radiation coming out, then again he diluted that into again 10 times, like our 2x potency, then it was coming. Then in the same way, like 3x potency, again 10 times. He kept on diluting up to 30x potency, which is equal to our 30 ch potency. Still it was coming out, the electromagnetic radiation was coming. He could be able to detect, the machine could be able to detect. So he found that when we are, I mean, each substance in the world has some kind of electromagnetic force. For example, when we comb and just we can see the pull of our hair because of that electromagnetic attraction, right? So everything is made up of atom containing electron, proton, neutron, positive, negative energies, and everything have one other kind of electromagnetic property. That's why, I mean, if you are just dropping down any object, it goes down to the earth because it is pulling down for gravity force. If that is not there, then that kind of effect would not happen. So that electromagnetic property has been during the process of potentization when we are doing trituration, something similar to when you are taking a, as Dr. Hanneman said, when you are taking a magnetic rod and an iron rod. If you keep on rubbing, then the electromagnetic property is transferred to the just a blind iron also. So that with that process you are able to continue that, pass on that electromagnetic property to n number of iron rods. So in the same way, the specific electromagnetic property of the starting material, be it Naxomica or Pulsatilla, has been transferred through the dilutions to the different dilutions because of this process of rubbing. I mean the trituration or succussion, rubbing each other, the starting material or the previous potency with a vehicle, either it is lactose or alcohol or water. So that is what our understanding. Now we have two theories in front of us. One is nanoparticle. Second one is electromagnetic theory. And here I think I would see that majorly the action of homeopathic medicines are because of that electromagnetic property, where the side effects or the pharmacological actions of the starting material has been removed. That's why we have mercury, arsenic, even datura, whatever the poisonous substances, when we are administering, there is no side effect, and only their positive effects in form of electromagnetic property has been transferred to the higher potencies. And that electromagnetic property may be different between the each potency, 30 and 200 potency. And the moment we could be able to more characterize this electromagnetic property and this nanoparticle, then we could be able to do more research on pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. Here I would like to point out one I have read somewhere, I don't recall exactly where. It is something like a radio frequency from the radio station to the radio. There is a frequency coming from the radio station, and when you are tuning into that particular frequency, you are getting those signals. The receiver radio could be able to receive that signal, and that can transmit that into sound. In the same way, we can analog that to, I mean, the drug and disease, the person when here we are tuning the radio, but in this case we have to tune the medicine. I mean, the homeopathic doctor has to first identify what kind of frequency the patient has in terms of case taking and matching with the materia medica, repertorization and materia medica. The moment we are giving the most fine-tuned electromagnetic property in form of pulsatilla or calcarea or whatever in the right potency, 30, 200 or 1 then the patient could be able to receive it better and to respond it better. So once these things would be characterized, then we can strategize how the pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics would be studied in the living systems. Then that would give us more relevant information. Here, unlike allopathic drugs where you have to study different drugs, pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics. For paracetamol it would be different, for diclofenac it would be different. I don't think for homeopathy it would be different for different drugs. Only one way of pharmacokinetic or pharmacokinetic action would be there. It is all for all the drugs. I mean, whatever the method of mode of action would be same for all the drugs. Only thing is whether the frequency matches or not. That is the only difference. When I say about this frequency, just one piece of information that Professor Mahata from West Bengal, he developed a machine to identify such frequency of patients, so that I mean, it would actually diagnose the patient and throw us some light on which remedy is more suitable, more similar to that patient, whether it is calcarea, pulsatilla or whatever. But it is, I mean, he published some papers also, but still that study also is yet to take off and go even further ahead. Then only that can be that will come into full shape. If these researchers would come up and when they would take a good shape, then our pharmacokinetic study would be even much easier for us to do.
Yeah, I have similar type of experience with one of my seniors. His name is Dr. Devendra. When I was first year BHMS, he was into PG. One day, we all used to stay in the same place near Ramantapur Government Homeopathic Medical College. On one Sunday, I was going on my way, and he was waiting at his doorsteps. He was in some other room. He was waiting at his doorsteps. And while I am going, he called me, "Hey, brother, come here." So I went to him. "I want 50 minutes of your time. So I want to do an experiment." We thought we were first year at that time, so let's enjoy the experiment. And I went and sat. What he did, he just placed a thermometer, electrode thermometer on somewhere on the skin, and he taken the temperature reading every 5 minutes, maybe for every 5 minutes for half an hour he has taken. After that, he has given a particular drug, maybe natamur or pulstilla, some deep acting remedy he has given, and he has taken the temperature every 5 minutes. Those two temperature graphs varied.
Right.
So I asked him, "So what are you doing? What is this?" He was telling that there is some vital force, that vital force. I directly told him, "I don't believe in vital force."
Right.
Then you are the right person for me to explain. And he explained.
Okay.
What he told, So, have you studied physiology? Yeah, I have completed my first year. I have studied physiology. Which is the temperature center of the brain? I told hypothalamus. Okay. Which is the personality center of the brain? I told hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the main determinant of the personality. Then, if I am measuring your temperature, what it means is I am checking your hypothalamus activity.
Right.
So, what he demonstrated, uh, let's take a 5 minutes temperature graph of one individual, and he has several graphs after giving a particular remedy. For example, if a pulstilla is given and he takes the temperature, it has a different pattern. Natrium it has a different pattern. Without giving the medicine, he takes the temperature graph and matches with the graph which is already given. If it is close, it is considered as similum.
Right.
So this was the explanation given by him, and I was shocked at that time. I thought that there are some good people in homeopathy where homeopathy is safe.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, even I remember Dr. Devendra during his PG time itself, if I'm not wrong. I mean, we had a conversation also. Those days, there was no Facebook or Insta.
Right,
Those days, there was one Orkut.
Right, Arcot, yeah.
Orkut. Yeah, I think I remember that we used to conversate in Orkut. And then mobile phone was there, but WhatsApp was not there. I think we spoke also sometime, but we never met. But he was a very enthusiastic homeopath, having knowledge and having interest in the basic homeopathic research. Yes, I mean he was working with CCRH also for some time. Then I lost touch with him for quite some time. Yeah.
And one important thing coming to homeopathy compared to allopathy. For example, if an allopathic pharmaceutical manufacturing company invests some billions of dollars for conducting preclinical studies, clinical studies, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and also in vitro studies, in vivo studies, when they discover a medicine that it is more efficient and more safe than existing medicine, they give patent right for them. For that patent right, they can get the money back. Means they are doing research to get the money back, right? So that's the reason they are going deep into it. All the pharmacodynamic, pharmacokinetic studies, safety studies, efficacy studies, what we do are completely different from what allopathic people do, and what the amount they spend is nowhere compared to homeopathy. So what do you think if patent right is introduced in homeopathy? It will be beneficial to the system to get all these pharmacodynamic and pharmacokinetic effects, or how far we are from giving a patent right to a particular homeopathic remedy. During COVID, I had a study. I was in some other pharmaceutical company, allopathic pharmaceutical company. I came got that COVID nosode for clinical trials, not homeopathic clinical trials, proper allopathic clinical trials. But it was not conducted after everything is designed. I have designed the clinical trial. After everything is done, it was not taken off. The reason is there was no budget for them. So if someone can give the patent right to the manufacturer or the discoverer of the drug, will the homeopathic scientific way of approaching pharmacokinetics and dynamic changes. So, what's your opinion on that? Giving
Right.
patent right to a dilution, not the uh, multiple medicines we are mixing and giving that
Right.
patent right to a particular dilution.
Right.
Yeah, single simple dilution.
Right. The challenge in obtaining a patent in homeopathy is the homeopathic method is same already well established.
Right.
And if you apply for a patent to a homeopathic medicine, they would outrightly reject that this method 200 years ago Dr. Hahnemann has introduced. What did you do new into that? And only thing a person can get the patent is, this is what my understanding, maybe it can be corrected also. uh, as per my understanding, if anyone who wants to get a patent, the patent can be applied and maybe obtained for the pre development level of the dilution. I mean, if I got a new substance, I have, how in allopathy people develop a product, in the same way I developed a new substance completely from the scratch, from different materials I took. I did some molecular research, I did it, then finally from that material I prepared a dilution. If I do that, then there is a possibility of getting obtaining patent only for that portion, not for the dilution. In dilution, if someone does something differently, for example, now currently we are using either decimal, centesimal or 50 millisievert scale. A decimal is 1:9 ratio. I mean, every time 10 times we dilute it, and centesimal 100 times, 50 millisievert 50,000 times. And if someone comes and says that no, this is not the I have developed a new theory, I would not dilute 10 times or 100 times, I would dilute only 50 times or 36 times or 87 times, something like that. And then instead of doing 10 succussion or 100 succussion in LM, I discovered something, I invented something new, that by giving 74 succussions, the best results are there. If someone comes up with such new things, then you have to prove that how this method, the method which you have developed, this much number of succussion, this much dilution, is better than the existing methods. For that, you have to do a very tremendous, I mean, very exhaustive clinical trial, both the preclinical or clinical. You have to prove it either clinically or non-clinically. Whatever clinically, I think clinical is the basic necessity. Prove that yes, this method is much better than the other method. If with this I could cure the patient by individualization, whatever it takes 5 days, 10 days to cure this eczema, by doing this it is I mean, within 2 days or 1 day, it is whatever. I mean, in terms of both duration as well as in terms of intensity, you have to prove that there is a difference. So that is a very big challenge. I don't think there would be that much difference in terms of dilution factor and the succussion, number of succussion. There is no much difference. What I understand is it is just a transfer of the electromagnetic properties or the nanoparticle creation, right? For that, minimum 10 succussion is sufficient. Okay. And if you do 10, 15, after beyond 10, if it is 15, 100, 50, 30, 40, whatever, I think they would have only that particular effect. Beyond that, there won't be much significant difference.
What about giving patent to a particular drug? For example, one Mumbai company, or one, he's a doctor. Mumbai doctor has come up with, I want to make a no-sode with COVID.
Right.
So is it not possible to give patent right for COVID no-sode,
Right.
irrespective of the treatment way he has prepared
Right.
to him? Is it not possible?
Right. I think yes, as I think the answer which I gave previously, that is applicable to that also.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he would be doing the same process. I mean, already the no-sode preparation method has been given in the HPI. He must be following one of those methods. Even if he has followed something new method, then that has to be proven that how that method is
No, here
superior.
I'm not talking about the way of preparation. For COVID no-sode, only can be prepared by him, by no one else. So is that kind of
yes, now there is a regulation, new regulation come up just last year only. I mean, November 17th, if I'm not wrong. There is a new development in the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. Now, if anyone comes up with a new product, new drug, be it single remedy or a combination.
This regulation is particular to homeopathy or
Particular to homeopathy.
okay.
Similar regulation was there in allopathy, or has been there in
Right,
allopathy also,
yeah.
but now it has been introduced into homeopathy
Okay.
also. Now, if anyone is coming up with a new drug, for example, COVID nosode, what you have suggested, or if I'm preparing something from this light, from the LED light, something I'm like how we prepare Sol, Luna from the sunlight, moonlight.
Right.
If I'm developing a new product, any new product, be it single remedy or a combination, I think 5 years period has been given that would be considered as a new product. No one can launch that product. Only that person would be able to manufacture, produce that product. That thing has come, already has come into homeopathy also.
Yeah.
So now, yes, that is a good thing, because someone invests lakhs and lakhs of money or crores of rupees into developing a product, and finally once it is introduced, then anyone can prepare that product. Then what is the advantage that person would be getting? He's spending all the money launching a product, but the next day if someone is copying, then there is no point. Now it is possible a person would have the exclusive right for 5 years to market that particular product.
I know one homeopathy doctor in Hyderabad. He is good at pharmacy. See, he takes care of all the serious diseases, and he is very good at making nosodes and sarcodes.
Okay.
If any cancer patient comes to him, what he does,
Okay.
he will ask them to take the biopsy,
Right.
get that tissue,
Okay.
he will potentize it and give it to him.
Okay.
So I know one homeopathy doctor who does it, and he is very successful.
Right. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Good.
So, and next question I have is, some pharmaceutical companies in India are making variety of nosodes and variety of sarcodes, but we don't know how they are making. For example, there is one drug, architinum and testosteronum, and also same way pituitary, and also in the same catalog I can see MMR and also mumps, measles, rubella, same in the category. But when we contact them, we are not getting any answer for that, and we don't know. I have gone through all the monographs by Indian Pharmacopoeia. I have not found though any drugs there.
Right.
So is it not strictly regulated, or at least the doctor should know how they are prepared? Is there any way to know if any new pharmaceutical company is preparing a nosode or sarcode? So how it is prepared? What is the starting material? Is there any way to know it, and is there any way to regulate it?
Right. Yeah, that is another area of improvement where we require in our regulatory framework pertaining to homeopathy. You are very right that now the current regulatory framework, even though it speaks vaguely, the traceability is much important. I mean, if I have belladonna 30, or for that matter, any vaccine or any nosode for that matter, and I should be able to trace the starting material when it was prepared, whatever. That is unfortunately there is no regulatory compulsion at present. It is stating that yes, you have to get the back potency from an approved manufacturer, that is there, but from where that manufacturer has got, that is still is not very clear. That is I would say that definitely that area needs improvement in terms of a regulatory framework. We should come up with regulation guidelines, how the back potencies have to be procured, and how it has to be kept, the starting material the documentation of starting material to be kept. We from Schwabe side, if I would speak, we don't get or take any back potency from any third party. We all the dilutions are prepared from the source material, which is processed at our own facility, be it in India or it is in Germany or any of the Schwabe group of companies. We have the traceability system properly. I mean, whatever no source we have, we are having certificates for that. And in case of rare medicines, what we generally do, I mean, we instead of getting it prepared at multiple locations, it is prepared at our central laboratory in Germany, and the potencies have been distributed to other parts. For example, lacus is not required to be given in low potency, 3x, 2x, or because it is a poisonous substance, and It is also generally not advisable. I think as per HP also it has to be. I mean, some is a limit, some minimum potency has been mentioned
Okay.
for the prescription drug to prescribe. So those materials would be developed there in our central laboratory, and only 6 CH is required. So we would get 4 CH or 3 CH, something like that from them. Then we would increase the potency. We would further potencies would be prepared at our laboratory. So I think the similar practice would should come up at every level, and there should be a level playing field to all to maintain such standards, such traceability documentation, so that we are clear that from where it has been prepared. Because anyone can take
Prepare
anything,
anything.
Ganga water, Godavari water ko leke say someone can prepare, and they can claim that this is that product. In high potency, you cannot find it.
Find
Also.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, and also the important thing is the prescribing doctor should know from where it is coming.
Yes,
Yeah, that
yes,
has to be
yes,
made
that's
aware.
right. Yes.
I have gone through your lot of presentations and also publications. There are around 350 publications and presentations. I have gone through each and every publication, and let's check few of the important things. Okay, there is one publication, Beyond Dilution: Quantum Insights into Mystery of Homeopathic Remedies. So you are mentioning about quantum physics here.
Right.
So yeah, can you throw some light on it?
Yes, right. When I was telling about that frequency, all those stuff, another area of homeopathy, I mean, where we believe as of now, given the current scientific understanding, is quantum physics is an area where homeopathic research would fit into. There are a number of publications on that. People worked on that, how homeopathic medicines, the action of homeopathic medicines can be established or further studied based on the knowledge of quantum physics. That is one area. So they are, I mean, these three would, when we put together quantum physics, nanoparticle study, and Dr. Luc Montagnier's electromagnetic properties, we all put together with these, then I think we would get some answer to that. That article is a kind of summary of all those studies which we have come across, linking homeopathy and quantum physics.
And one more thing I have seen here is a homeopathic approach to drug-induced liver injury. So this is very important in the wake of, you might have known there is one allopathic doctor. He is very famous on Twitter or X. His name is the liver doctor.
Right.
He always speaks about homeopathic dilutions. They contain arsenic, they contain lead, they are going to damage your liver. Without knowing anything about homeopathy, he doesn't know how diluted our medicines are. He always claiming that liver injury, liver injury.
Right.
So this article which you have published might enlighten him how homeopathy, rather than damaging the drug-induced liver damage caused by allopathic medicines, how homeopathy can uh, help the patient, whom they have damaged, and how our homeopathic medicines are going to improve them.
Yeah, that could be an answer. But generally, what generally I tell to people is, those who want to debate with logic, we can debate.
Yeah.
Those who don't want to understand anything, or who don't know anything, but still they are just for the argument's sake they are arguing, better to ignore them. That would die on its own.
So, and next important thing I have seen in your publications is regarding male pattern baldness and homeopathic mother tinctures.
Right.
I have come across hundreds of homeopathy doctors who are bald. So many of them say that homeopathy doesn't work for male pattern baldness, where it is due to dihydrotestosterone and receptors. You have inherited those dihydrotestosterone receptors from your forefathers. Because of that, there is no use. Even I have seen many homeopathy doctors. This doesn't work, but I can see some papers on testosterone-induced male pattern baldness and homeopathic mother tinctures. Right. So that is a question.
Very good question.
Yeah,
I 100% agree with you that homeopathy, or for that matter any other medication, like, I mean, there are some drug substances like minoxidil, which can temporarily
finasteride,
stimulate the existing follicles, nothing else. 100% agree on that. And whenever I get a patient of a male pattern baldness, first I say just a disclaimer that the chance is very less. Only, I mean, which wherever you have hairs, maybe we can further enhance that. That is a possibility. And if there is no hair, I don't have any magic that your, I mean, your complete baldness would become, you would become a fully haired person. That is not at all possible. And this is based on certain mother tinctures. For example, Thuja occidentalis, subulcerulata, they interfere into dihydrotestosterone, and they are blocking that channel which is inducing alopecia, and they reduce that the chances of alopecia. Having said that, it is not possible to completely block them, and you are just making them do that. But wherever there is a damage, it would be helpful as a damage control measure. That is the only thing. It is not possible to regrow the lost hair, and it would be helpful. For example, I am just maintaining my hair. I am going to be 50 in another couple of years or so. Because of these mother tinctures, and some of other, those are traditional medicines like kadipatta, karivepalai, that one, and then bringraj. All those stuff would be with the Thuja occidentalis,
even curcumin is a
curcumin,
DHT blocker.
yes. These will be helpful. Murraya is the one. I mean, Murraya koinagi is the botanical name for
drumstick.
For kadipatta. Kadipatta is the curry leaves. Curry leaves. So that is very good. Bringraj is very good.
Okay.
We have that the one which we use for mehendi, Lawsonia inermis.
Okay.
Mehendi.
That
one, that is also good. Good hail hibiscus.
Okay.
That is also good.
Do you mean to say these are all have mild DHT blocking effect?
I have not come across where, but traditionally we are seeing that these are good for hair growth, hair health. So if we continuously use them, then the chances of becoming bald is less. It is not like, I mean, you cannot become bald if you have heredity, but the chances, I mean, if your father became bald at 45, you also can maintain that 45. Instead of, I mean, the younger generation become bald much earlier, 25, 30, you can at least match with your father. And if you are lucky enough, maybe you can extend beyond that also.
Right. So, have you found anything in homeopathic mother tinctures that is able to block DHT partially or fully?
Mother tincture,
is that level of research made?
Yes, that is what I have shared. Subulcerulata and Thuja occidentalis. There are researches either with mother tincture or with extracts. It is there, and in fact, even in we have studied our Zauber. There are two products. Zoberol. Zoberol is oil which contains all these herbs which I have listed out, starting with Murraya koinagi, hibiscus, Lawsonia inermis, bringraj, majorly bringraj, all those things. Then we have a homeopathic that has all those extracts, and we have a homeopathic formulation, Zauber hair drops, which has acid, phos, and other ingredients. Both we have conducted testosterone induced alopecia, and we found that they are effective, especially when they are used together, both internally as well as externally. They are good.
So one product is coming again and again, that is root pain. So you are mentioning that as anti-inflammatory. So any pharmacodynamic and pharmacokinetic studies are conducted on it. So if conducted, so how they are going to reduce the inflammation? What is the mechanism by which they are going to reduce the inflammation?
Right. Root pain contains many helpful, useful homeopathic ingredients like acetylcholine, Escherichia californica to maintain the sleep disturbances. Lacnanthus is very good for neck problems and other ingredients. What we did a pharmacological study, preclinical pharmacological study. The main parameters assessed were ESR, edema, and some inflammatory markers. And we check the parameters, these parameters before and after treatment, and to our surprise, we found that the ESR level has been reduced after application of Rupain, and the edema, the swelling induced by arthritis, that has significantly reduced after using Rupain. So basically, then based on that, based on those results, those reduction in the parameters, the pharmacologist who conducted the study, they have come with a conclusion stating that it has an anti-inflammatory and anti-pain relieving effects. Yes, anti-nociceptic effect was also assessed in that, and based on that they concluded that it has these effects.
Yeah, it's again evidence-based medicine, not
Yes.
pharmacodynamic and
Yes.
pharmacokinetic.
Yes, we haven't gone up to that level of pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetic studies. Yeah.
Okay. One more important paper was thyroidinum 3x in comparison with thyroxine, a preliminary scientific study.
Right.
Because I have seen wonderful results using this
Thyroidinum 3x.
thyroidinum 3x.
Right.
I give in almost all the cases
Right.
where they have thyroid problem. Almost 40% of the people have thyroid problem.
Right.
So what is this thyroxine? Is it a
Yeah.
no salt prepared or
Right.
so
Yeah.
is
That
it
is
available in Schwabe?
Yes, thyroidinum 3x is available from Schwabe.
Okay.
It is made up of thyroid gland, bovine thyroid gland.
Bovine thyroid gland.
Gland. That was very interesting study that time. I mean, this it was It was in fact the idea I discussed with Dr. P. N. Verma, and he encouraged, he further guided to how we can do that study. What we came across was, I mean, we know that we have thyroidinum 3x, and many people started using thyroidinum 3x also getting good results in reducing their TSH levels.
Right.
We thought that does it contain, since it is prepared from the thyroid gland, does it contain thyroxine, which is generally used,
That too bovine.
Yeah, bovine thyroxine, which is generally used in the conventional medicine as a supplement or whatever, thyroxine tablets. In many brand names are there, Eltroxin or whatever.
Okay, they are made from bovine.
No,
thyroid.
they are synthetic.
Synthetic.
They are synthetic. Okay. So we did a UV spectroscopy study measuring the content of thyroxine in both the things, comparing thyroxine level in both synthetic thyroxine in our thyroidinum 3x, and to our surprise we compared the 50 mg tablet and we took our 250 mg tablet of thyroidinum 3x. To our surprise, both matched. I mean, our thyroidinum 3x also contained thyroxine almost close to, I think, 100 mcg, not mg, it is 100 mcg, almost 100 mcg level of thyroxine, which was available in the, which has been available in the market. Many people are using the thyroxine 100 mcg, 50 mcg, or 25 or 12.5. 12.5 is the, I mean, the level. Then generally they multiply. If they want to increase, they increase by 12.5 or multiples of 12.5 mcg. So it is matching with that. So when the synthetic thyroxine is taken to reduce, I mean, to manage the thyroid disorder, hypothyroidism, our thyroidinum 3x also contain those same thyroxine, but it is a natural thyroxine. So that's why maybe many people do not get much side effects when they use homeopathic thyroidinum 3x.
Yeah, do you mean to say homeopathic 3x is better than the synthetic one?
I'm not saying better in terms of the content, but better in terms of the
safety.
Patient, safety point. Yeah,
okay.
Patient complaints or patients in terms of the after effects or side effects when it is used in long term.
Yeah. I have one professor in my college who is anti no sods and sarcodes. He always say, use this example. How does a thyroid gland taken from a goat or a buffalo
Right.
cures
Right.
thyroid in human beings?
Right.
It is bullshit, so don't believe in it.
Right.
He used to say that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a professor, a great professor.
Okay.
But still, he doesn't believe in that.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one thing, homeopathic curriculum. Basic changes needs to be done in homeopathic curriculum. So, what are all the things you would like to change in a snapshot?
Yeah, that was a bit old article, but now I see
2010.
2010. Yeah, now when I see the new competency-based curriculum introduced by NCH recently, I think much of the points which we wrote in 2000, way back in 2010, have been covered now by it, and now Even I get the feedback from many academicians that the new curriculum is much higher than the previous ones, and they also find it harder. Then I said that okay, it will take some time to adopt. Then once it is adopted, when we elevate our level to up to that one, then it would become easy. So now I think that what concern we raised during those time, that has been addressed with this introduction.
And we have completed your publications, and in your presentations I came across repeated things like pharmacovigilance. So normally pharmacovigilance is important when the drugs have side effects,
Right.
Pharmacovigilance is all about reporting the side effects of allopathic drugs.
Exactly.
In US there is a separate website. If anyone faces any even in Europe any challenges or side effects of a particular drug, they can directly go and log into it.
Right.
How does this applicable to homeopathic medicines? Because we don't have any side effects for homeopathic medicines.
Right. That's true. Yeah, it is correct. I mean, it is much applicable to allopathy, but India has also started following the pharmacovigilance. They have developed the pharmacovigilance infrastructure, and for Ayush in particular, our Ministry of Ayush also has developed a pharmacovigilance system. Especially, they have a portal called Ayush Suraksha, where anyone can go and submit their side effects if they have. And being a multinational organization, and that too having its headquarters in Europe, Germany, we also have our internal obligations. Not only the obligation, as an organization which takes care, which keeps the consumers, customers as first. They are very much particular that Schwabe India also should follow pharmacovigilance systems. So we started following. Then we realized that yes, it is the basic necessity for any pharmaceutical organization. And even before our government of India has come up with our pharmacovigilance network systems, everything has been established. We developed our own system, pharmacovigilance system, and we have been audited by the European authorities, and they give us very clean sheet. We have never seen such kind of full-fledged, properly followed system in place in India. They were very much happy. So I would say that we are Schwabe India is one of the pioneers in India, at least in homeopathic or Ayush sector, in following pharmacovigilance systems. That is number one. Number two, it is why it is important or it is not important for homeopathy. Yes, we have in majority cases we give low potency medicines, but at the same time, on the other hand, we use mother tinctures, we use 3x 4x of even arsenic, all those stuff. Even they have minutest particles, but still there are chances, there are possibilities that someone may have any one other problem by taking that. So for example, if I give hydrastis mother tincture in one of two patients, in case of the patients who are having constipation, they are very happy. But the patients who have the normal bowel movement, I have seen that initially for the first 2-3 days, they have to go for frequent stools.
Okay.
There is a possibility. So if these things are recorded, documented properly, and we know the fact that okay, if by giving hydrastis, the patient would be having this problem, then I would inform to the patient beforehand that see, I'm giving this medicine. You may have frequent and loose stools for the next 2-3 days, and if it is more, then please let me know. Otherwise, you can just, if it is manageable, you don't need to worry. We can take an informed decision. We can inform to the patient. They also can take prepared or take the informed decision on that. That would be easier for everyone. So that is the objective here, not for the higher dilutions where we don't have any side effects. We have only a homeopathic aggravation which would subside on its own. But for the lower potencies where the pharmacological action is there.
Materialistic basis. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
does Schwabe have separate website where people can go and log in the side effects, or is it Ayush Suraksha?
No, that is Ayush Suraksha is there. For as Schwabe, we have, basically mainly we have two mode of communications. One is our telephone. Telephone is there in each and every bottle of Schwabe products. Number two, email ID, care@schwabeindia.com. That is there everywhere in each and every bottle. So these are the main. We don't want to keep that separately to make. I mean, consumers also would be confused if we write 2 email IDs, 2 phone numbers. So we kept the same customer care for pharmacovigilance. Yeah, and we have a dedicated local safety officer, LSO, and deputy LSO for this pharmacovigilance purpose. Yes, yes. They have been given. They are looking into regulatory and scientific affairs, but they have been additionally given designated for this purpose particularly.
Yeah. So one controversial thing, Hahnemann has said single, simple, similar. Now if you go, especially Schwabe or any other company, you will see whole range of cocktails.
Right.
So some homeopathy doctors are happy with it. So they just want to take the off the rack and prescribe something and send it away. Some homeopathic doctors are not liking it. So what's your thought on it?
Right. Yeah. Number one, I would start with the concept what Dr. Hahnemann you have raised up. Then I would move on to the current scenario. Number one, Dr. Hahnemann himself changed his concept at least 6 times, what we know, right, in 6 different editions of Organon, because he believed that every science needs change. Evolution is must for that. And if you have read the Peter Morrell's article, Peter Morrell, who did researches on the case sheets of Dr. Hahnemann, who himself and another scholar, I'm forgetting her name, they did a lot of work on that. They took the case sheets of Dr. Hahnemann during the last phase after the 5th edition of Organon, after particularly 1935. And they have written a complete article on that. Interesting facts, what he found was Hahnemann used more than one medicine during his last phase of life, and Hahnemann used multiple repetitions of the doses during those periods. So what we have, there is one idealistic Hahnemann, there is an experimental Hahnemann. So what we have been sticking into still is with the 5th edition of Organon, idealistic Hahnemann, and we haven't seen that experimental Hahnemann, what Dr. Hahnemann had said. Had he been alive for furthermore 5-10 years more, maybe he might have come up with some guideline how you can use combination medicines or how you can repetition. Even in the 6th edition, he with LM potency, he admitted, he put that we can use repetition with LM potency. So maybe some more further ideas he might have thrown up. That is number one. Number two, if we look at Drugs and Cosmetics Act, combination is also part of Drugs and Cosmetics Act, and legally it is allowed. Number two. Then number three, I was just referring to Dr. Praveen as my first encounter with him. That presentation was on combination. He explained a scenario. Even though he was following single remedy, there was an incident where a patient was having some emergency, and he could not have time to take the case and choose the remedy. So he had given 4 medicines and asked her to take one after another in half an hour interval or something like that. But at the end of the day, she was fine. So he said that I don't care whether this worked or that worked, but my patient got the relief. That is the thing. So similar scenario today we are facing much more than Dr. Hahnemann's time. I mean, patient want their cold and cough to be relieved with only a single visit. They don't want to again and again come every day to visit the doctor. So you have to give in the first phase either Allopathy or argentum nitricum. Then for the second phase, it could be pulsatilla, it could be calibec, it could be antitot, it could be spongia or drosera. So you have to choose those medicines. I generally give antitot and calibec alternately. After 2 days, you take argentum nitricum today or Allopathy today, whatever. Then from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, once this acute phase is over, the running nose and sneezing is over, when it becomes mature cold, then you take antitot in the morning, calibec in the evening, something like that. I give. So many people what do, I don't combine the medicine, single remedies, but many people, other doctors, instead of giving alternately, you give antitot calibec in one vial and give it. Okay, that is also okay. They are saying that it is working fine. That is also okay. And as a manufacturer, it's a kind of a restaurant, right? And restaurant, or I mean, it is a service and product providing organization. and a good organization which is providing any product, whether service based product or physical product, it is their obligation to provide them, cater across the sections, across the consumer segments, binding with the legal framework, right? So as an organization, yes, if you are a single remedy manufacturer, then okay, I'm giving best quality of single remedy. If you are a combination user, then I'm giving combination. Whatever you want, you choose and you take, and we don't force anyone to follow this method or that method. That is another point. I was given by a principal, in fact, a vice chancellor of university, homeopath, that he was happy to see that there are some homeopaths who also practice maybe other OTC medicines apart from homeopathy, other OTC medicines, whatever available in the market in rural areas, to fill the gap of lack of doctors in that particular area. They used to get from the nearby medical shop allopathic syrups, whatever they are getting. So they started using homeopathy because of these formulations. If you have a cough syrup, for example, alpha cough or 216 Schwabe's alpha cough, if they are getting it, they are replacing with the allopathic medicines.
Okay.
So if they could be able to provide with these formulations, replacing a side effect medication with a side effect free medication, then why not? It serves the purpose of reaching more people, safe medicine. So that is good for the society as well as for the homeopathy.
Right. So definitely homeopathy medicines, even in combinations, are more safer than allopathic medicines and also more efficient than allopathic medicines, whether it is single remedy or
Right.
multiple remedies.
Right. True. Yeah.
So we have long conversation, and I think we need some more time. We will catch up at some other time.
Sure.
But final question, very important one before we break for the day. So there is a friction between homeopathy doctors and homeopathy patients in only one place, where homeopathy doctor doesn't want to reveal the name of the medicine and patient wants to know the name of the medicine. See, as a doctor, we try to convince them that knowing the homeopathic medicine name is more detrimental, because you tend to use for yourself at different aspects, and also you use the same medicine for your loved ones. They are not going to work, or sometimes they may have detrimental effect on the people. So what is the law saying? Is it mandatory for a homeopathic doctor to reveal the name of the medicine to the patient, or is legally closed prescription is allowed in homeopathy?
Right. There are two things. One is ethical and moral grounds.
Yeah.
Ethically, I also believe that the current, scenario is changing, and it is the consumer's right to know what he is taking. That is number one. So I give a prescription to each and every of my patient. It is printed prescription. I have just recently I have changed from handwritten to printed one. I give a neat printed prescription to each and every patient, and for online PDF file is sent to the patient, the prescription, and they want to buy anywhere, they can buy from anywhere. Ethically, now the consumer is aware, and they are also they feel that, yeah, I need to know.
Yeah,
transparency.
Yeah.
And I think even if we like, if we don't like, now the scenario is changing, and over a period of time it would change, that every doctor would stand if he is transparent. Maybe it may take 1 decade or 5 decades, but it would change. The scenario is changing. That is number one. Legally, yes, it is not required to give. There was a notification by NCH, I think 2-3 years back, where they said that if patient requests for a prescription, you have to provide within 24 or 48 hours. Some time duration has been given. During that period, you have to provide it. If patient asks it, then legally, yes, you are bound to give that. Otherwise, it is not mandatory to give prescription to each and every patient. It is voluntary, and if patient asks, yes, you have to give.
Yeah. So thank you for taking your time and coming to discuss homeopathy and making this program success. I think we will definitely try to catch up some other time, and I would definitely like to invite Dr. Rajendran. So as you said, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.